Welcome along then to race round number 4, and it is Azerbaijan and Baku. And as you hopefully have watched last time out, it was a trip to Australia. We did pretty okay in the end. And let's see if we can bring up the race results. Alex Albon finishing 8th place, but obviously Porsche making a massive accident in turn basically sector 1 and went out on lap 1. So basically we had a bit of not so good and we had some great at the same time, and after he totaled his car completely, we have managed to rebuild the whole of car 2. You can see engines are brand new, everything was absolutely destroyed, so we've had to really go again with that car. We've also had some suspension or wing designs as we look to prep up the warehouse in case he does it again. And we've also had some wind tunnel concerns recently, and we've had to close the factory down for 9 days. Annoyingly, nothing was found, so that's a bit of a wasted time on that one. But we're at Azerbaijan for round 4. Can we get some more points in the bag for this Williams team? We're on 4 points so far after a great race. I'm going to say it was a great race in Baku. Could have been better with Porsche. I think actually Porsche had the better strategy in that race, but in the end, not so much. So let's get into qualifying, which will be the first one, and it will be Q1 up first. Where can we get here in Baku? So here we are in Q1, and we made a fundamental mistake already, but just on the knowledge side. It's a sprint weekend. It's our first sprint this season as we head off to Baku, and literally, how can we do in this sprint race? Obviously small points up for grabs, extra chances of qualifying compared to the race as well, but let's see how we get on. Everyone now going out, rubbers pretty low. I'm going to do it like we do best and just hold fire, and hoping to get into Q2 all the way, and obviously grip now high, so let's just boost that through early on and we're going to see what we can do. But it's low at the moment. Let's see if we can get it up to high. Let's see if we can. So here we go then, sprint qualifying 1. Rubber's not up to high, but we needed to put a lap in, and it's now time for Alex Albon to set the world alight in his ever-improving Williams after his high point scoring finish of P number 8 in Melbourne. We go again, and let's see what sort of time we can put in. We've got Albon and Porsche both on laps now, as we look to do maybe hopefully one flying lap. If not, we have to go again. It's going to be a quick turnaround. If not, still 1 minute 42. It's going to be nip and tuck. And let's see how we get on in that first sector. And it's a pretty long one. I mean, what do the sector times look like so far? And it looks like we want to be doing a 43.3, 43.2 if you want to get through. And let's see what we have done. Oh, okay. Maybe we don't want to do a 43.2 because we would be miles clear. It's a 36.3, which I think was actually the same as Piastri. Let's look again. 35.9 from Sainz. So let's look at that time. 41.2 in the middle section. So 41.2 is basically on the money. And 36.6, 36.3. Albon holding the 3/10 advantage over Porsche so far. Porsche probably a bit shaken up from that accident in Melbourne. Going to have to start finding some rhythm in the streets of Baku. 41.6 through the middle for Albon as we come around to the straight. So 41.6, let's see what Porsche can do, and that is a 42.0. He is struggling. I think he is going to confirm that he's going to have to go again in this sprint, if not both drivers. But Alex Albon is coming down now, and he is approaching the line. This long straight, big top speed. Standard in lap. And Alex Albon now has already crossed the line. I was watching Porsche. He goes 1.6 seconds off the pace. Porsche, where does he go? It's very poor. It's down in 16th. That is not a great start to this qualifying session of the sprint race. So here we go. We are approaching the end of Q1. We are on with Albon this time round, and we are looking to stay in Q1 and try and move forward for the sprint race. It's P13 at the moment. Pourchaire, we've left these as late as we can. And as you can see, 50 seconds, and only Pourchaire just coming down the straight now. So we've been a bit more risky with when we've sent them out. Obviously, yellow flags or anything won't help either. But Albon is hoping to set a better time, and so is Pourchaire. We need a very good first sector from the both of them to really get on the way. New softs for both. Can we make it through? I mean, Albon's on the limit in P14. First sector is an improvement. It's a 36.3 from Alex Albon. That we will take. Anything green is going to help it, especially Albon sitting P14. We're going to get 36.3 versus now Pourchaire coming along the first sector. And that is replaced by 36.4. So Pourchaire bang back in the balance now. That's a lot better time. And we're going to be... There's not too many cars behind us that can actually go on a lap. So both McLarens are right behind and between the Williams drivers. And now can we go green through the middle sector? Alex Albon got an Alfa Romeo in front. And it's not improved. It's a 41.7. That is not what we wanted to see. We are under pressure. But Pourchaire could potentially improve as well. What can he do through this middle sector? Is it going to be good enough? Please be good enough. It is green as well, 41.8, so it's not as good as Albon, but Albon getting maybe a distant tow from the car in front, 1.8 seconds behind. He stays where he is. That's, oh no, I don't like that. Piastri's finished, so it looks like Albon's potentially going to be through. Pourchaire is on a lot better lap here. Can he knock Esteban Ocon out of qualifying? He's got to find 0.6 of a second as he sticks to the right hand side and he doesn't make it through. Oh no, he is hundredths out, and I think he's definitely feeling the effects. It is an early bath for Pourchaire in P16, and he's already out of Q1. Maybe, just maybe, we're a bit quietly confident that he'd be able to pick that back up. But Alex Albon is going to carry the flag for the Williams drivers as we move into Q2. So then through into Q2 goes Alex Albon. Pourchaire is having a rough couple of races now, especially didn't want to be that far back in the sprint, but you never know, Albon might end up 15th and we're actually not that far behind, and it might not be. Well, save the tyres, you never know, but let's let these tracks rub it in a little bit. Can we get a high? We might only be able to do one lap where we might improve, but we're going to let these come through and then we'll get a lap in. But there's a red flag. Session is suspended. What has happened? And we're about to find out. Right, the Haas coming out the pits. AlphaTauri on the inside. Oh, big accident. Kevin Magnussen. And that is one car we're not going to have to worry about because he is out of the session. And that's a lot of work for the Haas team to do coming up to the sprint. So red flag. Shame Pourchaire couldn't get back in. We're still going to be running them soft tyres. No problem. And let's just make sure we are on the softs. So we are racing again for qualifying. 10 minutes, rubber very low though. I don't feel like I want to send them out though just yet. I need that rubber to get back in, and I think we're just going to put our eggs in one basket and go for one flying lap here. These are pointless laps surely by people here. 7 minutes on the clock. Is the track going to rubber back in? I don't think it is. So a bit of a risky strategy. We're going to try and go as late as possible. And now we're going to go. Williams time. One flying lap. And Alex Albon is out for one lap. 2 minutes 40. Giving ourselves enough time and enough traffic clearance. Can we get the track at its best? We're about to find out. So here we go. We have started this lap. We're only going to have one shot at it. There's not going to be many cars who cross at the point that we did, we might be one of the last cars over the line. There's only 30 seconds to go, and this is our first lap of Q2. Magnussen is already out because of his crash in turn 2. And I think we are going to be one of the last cars approaching this last lap. We're going to get the track at its best, but is it going to be good enough? It's a green first sector, 36.5. We've got to be aiming for Norris and Ocon is where we want to be. And no one else is going to get across the line, just one, but they've probably already done a lap. So we will be one of the last cars across. And it is the end of the session, but how are we doing? We are green in the first sector. Is there a chance we can get Albon into Q3? I mean, that's where you've got to be aiming. Everyone else is not improving. I don't think, with this rubber being low, that we are going to set a great time. This might have backfired, leaving it late. 42.0 through the middle. And yeah, look at that. That is fiercely contested as Ocon's about to cross the line as well. He does improve. And now it's Gasly 1.6 seconds off the pace. It's all or nothing. Here he comes to the line. Is it going to be good enough for our first Q3 or not? No, it's not. Oh my god, it's well off the pace. 2.3 seconds I think we got done. I mean, people did improve, but that is a terrible lap by Albon. And maybe, just maybe, we've gone backwards a little bit this weekend. 14th. Let's check that out. What was our times like? So, Albon, oh my god, he's 7 tenths adrift. So maybe the track running out of grip because of that red flag has really cost us big time, but we'll get through practice 2 and then we'll be back for the racing. So sprint time is upon us. 17 laps is all that we need to do in this race, and it's going to be hard to get through where we are based on the position, but we're going to go attacking from the off. Surely we can run softs. I mean, that is softs all day long. No stops inbound. Surely. Let's get them on. Softs, 17 laps, 14th and 16th. Let's see what we can do.
Our sprint today. Now's the time for the sprint.
So, can we get into maybe points? I mean, top 8, but it's going to be tough. But let's see what tyres we're on. Everyone going to softs. So we weren't given the right strategy there. Good job we changed it. And here comes Pourchaire up the inside. And 14th and 15th he's made 1 place. Very good chance of safety cars around Baku. So just got to hope that we don't do any more dangerous crashing like we did last time out. But the Williams are there side by side with Magnussen, who had that big crash in turn 2. And as we come down, they are pretty much level, but we should be able to squeeze him out. And that we do. So it's a decent start as he does come back on the inside, Magnussen, and he won't leave us alone. And I think that has just pulled ahead. I mean, it's side by side still, and still they go side by side, and he does eventually have to give up the position. So we are in P14 and P16, and that Haas is really trying. As here comes Pourchaire again. He is not a fan of that Haas overtaking. No, there's not an overtaking opportunity through there, but there is today. And Pourchaire has got him back. Still side by side they go. And this is, what a battle. In the opening laps, Pourchaire and Magnussen swapping round constantly. Who's got the bigger balls? We're about to find out. And Pourchaire still fighting it. He will not give up. Just losing out then, and he pulls behind. And he finally has to give way. So, P14, P16. And we should be good to go with the softs here all day long. Albon behind Norris. That McLaren, and we are tucked right behind. Getting a perfect slipstream. Remember, no DRS until the next lap. So next time round as we cross the line. Might not matter though, because Alex Albon, can he get through? he can't. He stays in P14, but we've got a chance as he now goes to the outside. Not an overtaking opportunity through there. And now we go. DRS is open for the drivers, and he's going to look to a move on the inside. And this is looking good for Albon. And he is in to P13. Does he survive it? It looks like he does. But the McLaren will come back later on the brakes. Gives us a car's width, but great acceleration. And that should be the overtake done. Although the McLaren is still there. We've finally got him. Albon into P13. So let's push the tyres down. Let's go a bit more aggressive. We don't got to watch the fuel based on how many laps we're on. But through this middle sector we go. And it's P13 and P15 on lap 2. So, decent start. We've made positions. I think 14th and 16th we started, so we've made 2. And we're going to look after battery as well. We can go aggressive, but we're going to try and build it ever so slowly. Let's just keep an eye on the gaps. P13, we're what? 8 tenths behind on Albon, and Porsche is right behind that struggling McLaren for pace. Is this an opportunity that we can get in? Can we get him? Porsche not looking as good as tyres as he looks, but here he comes, and Alex Albon's going to take the left hand side surely into this first corner. But Norris defends well. It's Porsche all over the back of Norris. And these are closing up on our other Williams driver, Alex Albon, who moves to the left to try and cut the flow backwards, giving him the clean air. And that is going to be a move potentially by Norris as they touch, but it survives. Again, just earning some power unit back. A bit of a hectic lap, 15 laps to go already. And tyres are going to be good to go to the end here, no problem. Fuel, just got to watch out, but at the minute, it's very much a McLaren in a Williams sandwich. But maybe we can just get ahead a little bit. So we have on lap, well, 2 laps to go. We've already got a virtual safety car.
We've got a yellow flag here.
Let's take a look. There's going to be no point pitting. It is Piastri and the AlphaTauri. AlphaTauri goes up the inside. They turn in, and they're both, well, at least the McLaren into the wall. Maybe the AlphaTauri going to limp back to the pits, but they won't be happy with that. And at the minute, it is Magnussen who is behind Porsche. Or is it De Vries? And there's a big block here. Surely it might be a red flag, and there is.
Now there's the car.
Everyone got stuck with the traffic, and that sees our red flag in qualifying and a red flag in the race. Drama in the sprint. I mean, this is all new to us. It couldn't have been from anyone else. We can pick new tyres, and I'm not 100% sure if it's just for the sprint, but I don't really need to pick new ones, but I'm gonna pick new ones anyway. Let's go. So red flag, obviously DRS disabled, obviously. And here we go again. It's deja vu here in Baku. As lights go out. P13 it was, and I'm going to cheat. Obviously we was not prepared for that. Should have done this on the pit part. We are away. We've got good fuel to the end now. We can attack, and we know how good this Williams is when it gets full beans to attack. And it's down, just lost out to Hülkenberg, gaining back. Incident involving Piastri and De Vries will be investigated. And no penalties were given. Racing incident is called. So we should be able to attack to the end now, all the way. Which might, did everyone else stay on their tyres or did they change? Some of them changed, some of them didn't. Ocon didn't, and Albon's up to P11. We missed that one. we'll come back and have a look. But P11, P12 fighting with Sonoda, and it's going to be all systems go in these early stages as everyone gets settled back down. Not a lot of grip, not a lot of rubber, but can we move up? And it's going to be very, very systems go to the end. Porsche's just moved into P12, so 11 and 12. Fuel can probably run to the end. Tyres probably as well. We'll keep an eye on them, but we're right behind Pierre Gasly in the Alpine, and it's Albon who moves to the left. We don't want a repeat of Piastri and De Vries, please not. As we approach the corner, and both of these Williams cars looking very racy on their new tyres. And he straps to the left hand side. Is there going to be a move? He thinks about it, but doesn't get it. But now we've got a chance. Remember, DRS not enabled, I don't think, down here at the moment until we are fully up and racing again for a couple of laps. But that Williams is looking quick, and it's both Williams looking very quick. 2 tenths is the gap. What can we do? If anything, no DRS still until the next lap. We are right behind the Alpine. It's double Alpine, double Williams. But can we make any moves? Doesn't look like it at the moment, as we do now have DRS. Does look like DRS has been enabled down this section. It is. Didn't see the message pop up, but we go again. And the Alpines, hopefully, take each other out. They do the old swap-a-roo, and maybe we can just take advantage of this. They are side by side, with Gasly now moving ahead but coming back at each other. And we are right in the mix of this. Ocon and Gasly swapping positions all the time. There's an Aston Martin and Russell going together, Stroll, and look at these two. Potentially really slowing us down. Tricky place to overtake through there. No accidents. This is going to be chaotic. This could see freer Brett down the straight as we move out to the left, and Porsche just getting left behind a little bit in P12. So exciting sprint race here, and this is where we're going to look to try and gain some positions down the straight, top speed. Hopefully these two compromise each other, and now it's going to be an interesting battle. Who is going to come out on top? Alpines or Williams? We are about to find out as the DRS will start to open. And there it goes. It is open, but Ocon's got DRS as well, and he's catching on Gasly. And I don't think we're going to get that job done just yet. It's going to be very tricky unless the Alpines have some sort of accident. Obviously our acceleration not the best, so we do have to just sit tight. We're okay on tyres, and we're gaily catching on Gasly now. These two Alpines just letting Stroll get away a little bit. That's not what we want, but moves to the right hand side, all over the back of Gasly. Gasly seems to be the one that's struggling a little bit. And maybe looking at a move here, unusual move if it is. Oh god, this is painful slow. We can use all the fuel, we're good on that. 10 laps to go. But obviously again, Gasly is towing, or going to be towed by Ocon. It's a bad exit from the corner. 7 tenths now, the gap reaching out. And can DRS pull us back? Porsche P13 just maybe lost a place potentially to Sonoda. Sonoda catching us up. We are being very aggressive here. And Albon's now lost a second. And that has breached very quickly. And it's because of the overheating, I think. Let's go aggressive. I thought I was pitting then, Jesus. So we've lost a bit of ground here on lap 10. Maybe a bit of rookie mistake running so aggressive. But we're back down and looking after the temperatures. And let's see if we can close that gap. So on lap 10 then, swapping around with Tsunoda. This has been a ding-dong battle that's been going on for a little bit. And you can see Tsunoda right up the backside of Alex Albon. As we go into turn... Oh god, it always gets me every time. Fuel's good, tyres are okay. But we need to close that gap. It's 2 seconds at the moment to Ocon. That's the one that we want to catch, P10. And it is sort of coming down a little bit. And we need to try and pull away from Tsunoda. He'll be right on our tail and when we come to the DRS, that is for sure. So side by side, lap 12, and it looks like Tsunoda is just going to get the better of us with that DRS open. Alex Albon has to settle back down and can't defend that position now.
Just keep pushing.
And we are back down. It's still good improvement, P12 and P13. No one I think is going to struggle in this race. I mean, we have been the ones that have used most of our tyres. Everyone else in the 80s. So maybe we took a bit too much out of them. But we've only got 5 laps left. It's not going to hurt too much at this pace. But we are on the back foot, and I don't think we're going to get anywhere near this part, 8th, 9th place. So it is a case of just managing the car through to these final stages. And on lap 13, I said it was going to be a ding-dong battle. Well, we've closed the gap on Ocon. We have now got ahead again of Yuki Tsunoda. And just trying to close, I mean, Norris looking at Pourchaire. There's a chance here that we can close up nicely, and we're nearly within a second of Ocon. So it seems like we're catching him 3 tenths a lap. But that interval is just over a second, 8 tenths now. That means we'll get DRS if we can get it back under. Can we get it back under? Let's deploy down the straight. And I think we should get DRS here. And with Ocon out of DRS, we should be able to close up. 8 tenths the gap. It's hovering around 8 tenths. DRS opens now. And that's down to 7. But we're not closing enough or quick enough as we thought we might. Into the first corner. It's down enough. 5 tenths of a second. As we try with 3 laps to go after this one to try and close that gap. So tyres are overheating a little bit, but 3 laps to go. We are chasing hard.
Tyres short term.
Ocon in 10th. Just a nice top 10 finish would be nice. Trying to bring them tyres under control. 3 laps to go. We're only a 10th behind. We've dropped Tsunoda, but Pourchaire has dropped to P14. See if we can just deploy. See if we can get that back. And here goes Alex Albon again. This is going to be tight. Into the corner. Grimace. But at the minute, I think we've got him into top 10. Obviously no points. But we are through at the moment. And Pourchaire is staring at the back of Lando Norris. So it's probably a good job we changed tyres, because we needed it in the end. But he's still looking at the back of that McLaren. But we've already started to drop a little bit, Esteban Ocon. So we've got 1 lap to go, and I completely missed it, but Ocon has done us, and that is going to be because of the tyres. 59%. We've got to watch our fuel as well. So we'll just conserve that back down to medium. Look at the tyre management. Definitely one to learn for the sprints. But we're still doing good. P11, P14. As we hit the last lap, we can see the pace difference. Ocon did a 46.8 last time round. That is a sublime time. And we did a 48.6. But tyres have come back a little bit. Pourchaire's just lost another position. He's had a difficult start to the weekend. He's going to come back with DRS though. He is gaining. He's going to try and send one round the outside. And the Haas doesn't like it, but he might just stay in here. Let's attack. And let's attack. And here comes the Haas again, right back at us. I think we've just got to conserve a little bit on this fuel. But Pourchaire is now up the inside.
Toasted.
Oh my god, this is... what the hell is going on? They're side by side where Leclerc crashed one time. This is not good. Flicking between the two. Can Pourchaire hang it out there? We know our acceleration is not the best. And we're closing. Closing. But I think we're good for P11. Question is, where can Pourchaire get? Let's deploy down the straight. And Alex Albon is going to come over nicely here. Leclerc wins. He wins the sprint race, continuing Ferrari's good form. And now Pourchaire has got fuel on board. So Alex Albon is going to finish in P11 with Pourchaire coming home in what looks to be P15. We are pushing. Can we snatch anything on the line? No, we can't. Oh, what a difficult sprint race that was. I'll take P11 though. That is a very good, nice improvement.
Really solid job there, mate.
It wasn't the best. First red flag in a race. And
left Alex Albon without
no,
any points.
P11, that's not that bad.
They crossed the line P11, not what they wanted, but the important
Not
thing
that bad, is it? You can see Charles Leclerc taking victory. Theo, yeah, down in P15. Not good. With a grid penalty as well. Not good. Not good. And then we go straight in the race for the proper race. It's a grid penalty for him. Strategy wise, soft and hards, or we could go on to the mediums and hards. I don't want a two-stop, so I'm going to go mediums and hards. And Pourchaire, we're going to do the same. He's probably got to go a bit longer, hasn't he? Race day. Just feels like mad. It's deja vu. We've just done this. We've got to do it all over again. Let's get ready. And let's get ready to rumble.
Final checks are being carried out on the grid.
Here we go again, straight into it. But hopefully we can make some good. Surely safety cars are about. And it's go time. It is go time. Alex Albon. P11, but Pourchaire down in P18, but already gained a spot into P17. Albon to P12. Where can we feed through? P12 at the minute for Albon. Going to keep pushing. He moves to the left-hand side. He's chasing the AlphaTauri of Yuki Tsunoda again. These are going to do battle, just like in the sprint race earlier on. And as long as we can... oh my god, give me a heart attack. But we expect a safety car in this race, so we're going to look after... well, we're not going to look after the fuel that much, because I think we will get a safety car at some point. So we keep on pushing hard on these opening laps until the DRS comes out. So, where are we? 12th, lap 1, everyone going pretty slow. Containing effect. But just got to watch these tyres. They're all new to how long we're going to run. I mean, looks decent enough for the hards on the way back on the stint, but yeah, we'll see if we can manage that optimally. But P12, and Gasly's not exactly getting away either on lap 1 massively, as you would expect. So it's a fairly routine lap 1 as it goes. I mean, Pourchaire, we're going to just stick on the standard already, because I think we just want to hold him, and we're going to just go on to neutral with Albon as well. We want to stay in that DRS window, but I don't want to absolutely ruin tyres on lap 1. But already, look at that, we're straight under pressure from Lando Norris, which might be a little bit too late here. Let's see if we can keep him behind. He's only had less than 2 attempts. And into turn 1, we have just stayed ahead. DRS next time round, we might not be so lucky. And here he comes again. Oh, he could have done with squeezing him out. And this looks like Norris, this McLaren, quickly getting ahead. And Albon starting to go backwards ever so slightly. No point watching it. We don't want to witness that again. No chance. And now the Haas of Hulkenberg is all over us. So just lacking a little bit in our pace early on.
Good, no problem.
But we are gonna balance back down now. So Porsche under pressure from De Vries. I mean, is everybody pushing at the moment? I'd say yes. So we're going to play the longer game. See if we can extend them mediums out later in the stint. And you can see there, De Vries showing his elbows a little bit, and it's going to get tight through here. And he's through. I mean, we seem to be getting swallowed. Part will be because of the AI pushing hard. But Porsche is not... I mean, Porsche, he's going so slow. Porsche, has he got some kind of problem? I mean, we're about to be last soon. I mean, maybe it's because we're not pushing and everyone else is at the moment. But I just want to hold a bit of tyre. I don't want to go onto that hard so early. Different kind of strategy. Maybe a safety car as well. DRS is out there. And we've got Kevin Magnussen chasing us down. 2 temps. Porsche 1.3. Look at how quick he's dropped from De Vries. Well, Magnussen's a couple of temps behind still. We can see bang there. De Vries is there as well, and we're under pressure from Piastri. And what a backwards first lap this is turning out to be. Albon with DRS. Porsche is only going to go backwards, and here comes a move potentially, but Albon can't get through. So Porsche finally did lose that position.
The McLaren driver here.
DRS, and we seem to be struggling. Ever since his crash in Melbourne, Porsche has not really had the best luck or best running, and that's a simple move
And it moves up a place
for Piastri. We are P14, P19, and that is a difficult opening stint. So talk about coming back on lap 4. Here is Alex Albon looking at the other Haas, with the other Haas right behind him on their medium tyres. Remember, these are on softs actually. That's a good point. Few soft runners out there, which might also be why they are coming past a lot quicker. But for Porsche down the bottom, he's got no excuse. He's just doing poor. What about through this section, Castle section? Still 3 temps is the gap, and it is a right sandwich of cars. Porsche is still sticking to the back of that McLaren though, so maybe that early attack has sort of gone down a little bit now, and we can start coming back into this race. DRS is going to be a big opportunity here to get a move past the Haas of Hulkenberg. And now we are actually going to set full deploy. This is time to get past him and start getting ahead. 2 temps is the gap, less than 2 temps now, as that rear wing will shortly open. And here it comes, here it goes, it's open now. Takes the right hand side, Haas defends well, surely going to take a run up the inside. And we're not. Turn 1 we hold back, but still got a good chance out of turn 2. He's going to maybe look early on. He is going to look early on, but he's going to get DRS as well. That was timed perfectly. And Albon now flying ahead. What a move. Great brains. And he is up to P13. And we can burn that back down a bit now. Got a good battery. Albon getting past Hulkenberg. We are up to P13, and I think Porsche has just got Oscar Piastri back as well. You can see him to the outside, and that is a good move too. And all starting to come through. And it was clearly the fact that at the start everybody else was pushing hard, and they do touch. I mean, Oscar Piastri very undervalued on this game, but we're not going to moan. We're going to take P13. 3 seconds is the gap back to Norris then in P12. And we've got Hulkenberg who's around just sticking with us at 7 temps here as well. Medium's looking good on tack as well. If we could just get that out, to a second, it would make me feel so much better. Because we know then we've broken the toe. What have we got around us? I mean, Hulkenberg's on the softs as well. So earlier stop by Norris. But it is only 6 tenths still. He's bang there, and he's going to be bang there out with us at the end of this straight as well. This, close your eyes, folks. Pourchaire's catching Bottas, 7 tenths. And here we go. Hulkenberg on that DRS. Top speed of the Haas looking pretty fine as well. Defending well, Albon. Into turn 1. Will the Haas try a move? Will the Hulk get his big green arms out? No, he doesn't. And we stay ahead for now. But what about Pourchaire? He's on the inside of turn 1. And he's took Valtteri Bottas. We are definitely moving forward now. Which might be famous last words as DRS opens for the Haas. And he looks like this time he's going to absolutely bomb past us. But we might hold the line. We do try and hold the line back on the inside. And the softs just working here and there.
Okay, keep pushing, keep
But
pushing.
that's not a bad place to lose because we're going longer into this race. Pourchaire is P17 and he's quickly dropped Bottas by 5 tenths. And now we've just got to stick behind Hulkenberg and see if we can get through again and then try and break that DRS. So down the straight we go, lap 7, and it's Albon right behind still. We're going to full deploy because we know this is the best overtaking spot coming up.
Yes.
We're going to look after fuel, and as we exit turn 2, he moves to the left hand side, and see you later. Everyone say bye bye to Hulkenberg. That is a nice move done by Albon. Still looking after fuel, looking after tyres, on track for the hards. I mean, we're going to come back later on. Good move, we don't need to watch that again. It's out to 5 tenths. Gap down to 2.6 for Tsunoda, who's on mediums as well as us. And we're going to try and go a bit longer. And it's up to a second now. That is a great middle sector from Albon. Just hanging around that second. It'd be amazing if we can just get ahead. We've deployed the battery. It's out to 1.2 seconds. What is it going to be? 1.4. I think we've deployed well there. 1.6, and I think we've finally broke this gap. 1.6. That's great. Great move there. And let's deploy as well. Let's get Mr. Pourchaire a little bit closer on lap 7. And we're going to get that battery back up for. So, where we go, lap 8, P13, only 2 seconds adrift. We've pulled the gap to Hulkenberg, and we've got Pourchaire closing on De Vries. And here we go, Pourchaire, lap 9, trying to get through the pack in this full race distance, trying to make amends for the sprint. And we know there is a great opportunity coming now, down into turn 3. Albon's in a bit of a... I mean, Albon's got Hulkenberg back behind him again, out of nowhere. Put him back on neutral. Pourchaire to the left-hand side of the AlphaTauri. He is up to P16, and Hulkenberg all over the back with drop time to Tsunoda. But Pourchaire is right there. So looking good as we are. P13, P16. We've got Hulkenberg right behind us, and we've got De Vries right behind us. But we're coming through the field on these mediums, and hopefully they're going to start working a lot better. And Pourchaire is now, I mean, he's a man on a mission. He's took the Haas. DRS is the place to overtake today into turn 3. And Theo Pourchaire has found his mojo back, ladies and gentlemen. He is up to P15 and only 1.3 seconds adrift of Hulkenberg. So we'll conserve back down now. 4 tenths still for Hulkenberg behind Albon, and that gap's going to grow for Norris. It is. What lap time do we do? 4 tenths a lap slower. I mean, look at that for a lap time by Pourchaire in P15. So we've got a long way to go in this race, but anything's possible. So, Hulkenberg
Now here we are.
has this turn again, every time. And look at the distance that Porsche has closed on Albon. And Nico Hulkenberg again for another driver, switches to the left hand side.
That puts them
Takes
in 13th place now.
13th place from us. And really, they're on the same par, but Porsche's car seems to be working so much better. But the problem is we're just so far adrift. Mediums are on track for both cars. Around us, the softs are going to start to wear out soon. It's not looking too great at the moment. So it looks like we are just starting to gain then on the soft tyres, and we say that, why not wait until the DRS zone, Albon? Because Albon has just got past him into turn 2, and then he flew straight back past him. I mean, where's the brains in that? We've got good fuel which we're going to start to use when we go onto the hards.
As soon as I try to race anyone, I just have no chance.
Albon's not happy, is he? He's got decent tyres compared to everyone else. I mean, we're going to go a bit longer here and try and make it easier at the end on the hards. We're right on track for an optimal as we close up right on the Haas. Just getting some of that power unit back as well, that battery. We're going to deploy though.
Susie up the overtake.
2 a lap. We've got about 1.4. We're going to try and close that now, just to make sure we're in DRS. 5 tenths the gap now, lap 16. And we're right, should be a good looking move down here. P15 for Porsche, he's just hanging on. He's outside of DRS though. Albon down the straight. I mean, it's look close back there. Look at these two. I mean, Norris doesn't get a decent view of it. They are side by side, all the way down the straight. I mean, we are right behind the Haas now as well. But what happens in the first corner? And it's the Alpine that takes it. Here comes Alex Albon. Can he get ahead? No, he can't. But here we go. It's turn number 3 time. Do not overtake in turn 2. Oh, he tried it, but I think he's going to get DRS. He is. DRS is open. And Alex Albon is going to creep ahead here.
Okay, Alex, we can start reducing lift and coast.
And now we're going to push that fuel a little bit as well. In the background, you can see De Vries all over the back of Porsche. So we're up to P13. We've got 8 tenths to Hulkenberg already. Nearly a second now. Maybe them tyres are just starting to go on the softs as we look to try just pull clear of that DRS. 1.2 seconds. And them soft tyres at the moment are at 47%. We've got one of the best medium tyre rates apart from Zhou Guan Yu at the back. So we've got every chance here of grinding out a longer stint than normal. And it's Porsche on lap 17 who definitely the soft struggling, and he's going to look at making a move. Let's watch that again. Good move, Porsche is coming through. And it's again through that corner. Same time every time, and then into turn 4 round the outside. And these two still going at it. The softs just losing traction, like you can see the mediums just pulling away better. And now we're using this window of opportunity to start pushing. You can see 1.6 the gap, 5.2 for Norris to catch, and Norris is on the mediums. No, he's not, he's on the softs. So we can close this gap now. We can really close this gap. There has been a crash. Sainz has crashed, and that's a car ahead of us. He's all on his own. We've seen this in qualifying. Oh, that's got to be a safety car. That has got to be a safety car. We are not in optimum pit. How is that not a safety car? What? He literally stacked it. Is he? Oh, he's carried on running. That's why. I thought he was well and truly out then, but he's not. Sainz still running in P7. And that means, will he pit this lap though? Surely he's got some damage from that crash. That was a big crash. And he is into the pits. Sainz in. That will help us though. as we are in P13 and P14. So lap 23 then sees us just heading Carlos Sainz, who's pit and come back through the field. He obviously, after we've seen that big crash, so we're just struggling to defend for our lives against him. We don't really need to defend, but Porsche currently, because of pit stops, as you can see, now sitting in P10, and that's probably going to change. But it looks like we're going to keep the Ferrari behind and obey for now, which is pretty good going by Porsche. And you can see we are just extending into this stint whilst we've got 60% of tyre. If we could get to lap 30, I might risk a pair of softs, because we did 17 laps comfortably in the sprint. So I'm just a little bit tempted at that, but as long as we don't get down to about 40% for now, I am going to extend this and see if we can just put the right strategy on at the end. But this is going to be a sitting duck, I imagine. But let's see what we can maybe sneak out here. So Porsche then, we are pitting this lap. I'm really tempted to go to softs. We've only got 23 laps to go, but Porsche is starting to struggle. I just don't think we're going to run 23 laps at a nice pace on the softs. So Albon I'm going to leave probably only 2 laps out here, and then we're going to come back for some softs himself, maybe to lap 31, 32, and then we can be pretty aggressive. But that's what the hope is for, and it's a decent stop. And let's see where Porsche comes out, and he's going to come ahead of the McLaren, is he? He could do if he can slot straight in, and he doesn't get out ahead, and the Haas is probably going to take advantage on warm-up here. We're going to try, and not, because the Haas has got DRS as well, so we're going to have to settle down for 18th. Not a lot we can do about that, Porsche. We've just come out of the pits. So we're going to conserve down, let them tyres warm up at a reasonable pace. We're going to be pretty aggressive as well. Albon, we're going to keep going, maybe lap 31, 32 like we said, and we're going to then just see if we can just maybe stick some fresh softs on him. So Albon really starting to struggle. We're actually going to make a late call here. We haven't got any new soft, that's the problem with him. And Alex Albon we are going to bring into the pits. Hopefully we've done it soon enough.
Oops.
We have 20 laps, that's all we're asking for from Alex. You can see these hard, should be no problem at all. Alex comes in. I think we've probably left this stint a lot later than we should have. What are tyres around though? I mean, they're probably going to go to the end, aren't they? Maybe we just did make a big mistake. Is it a good stop? 2.8, not the best. But we're coming out. 20 laps to go. And we were running quite nice in this race, and you can see here it's about 15 seconds, 24 seconds to 11th. So if we've got the right strategy with Porsche or even Albon, we're not going to be a million miles away. But that sprint race has absolutely threw me. I think we had probably could have gone soft tyres on Porsche. Let's look at Albon, and yeah, look, Albon's pretty good on them softs. But let's see. We're going to find out as we start to push a little bit more, and let's just watch the times and see if we can close them gaps. So nothing's really happened. We're already on 3 laps to go, and Nick de Vries has crashed on turn 16. This could get us into the top 15. It's been a tough race. We haven't really gained on anybody apart from, oh, it's a big loss at the back end, and it is Nick de Vries who loses them positions. And you can see that now puts Porsche ahead of de Vries. I mean, it would be typical us if he just suddenly came back at us now and gets past us, even though he's just hit the wall. But 3 laps to go, that's out to 7 tenths. Man, he's going to be closing, he's got DRS. But 3 laps and it's over. That is probably the fair decision here. I mean, Albon just hasn't at all closed the gap. I don't understand why. I know we're conserving now because of fuel. But we're 12, I mean, I don't know if his car just didn't suit this track, but 11.5 seconds behind running softs. It just hasn't worked at all. And I'm not too sure as to why. But Porsche is into the top 15, and he is trying to close down on Hulkenberg, but it might be a little bit too late. So Max Verstappen has started his final lap. Yes, he is ahead again. And here is Porsche, who is currently only 1.2 seconds behind. We are bang on fuel We are going to deploy everything that we've got left. There is no point deploying Albon because he's nowhere. I mean, 8.3, them softs, I don't know what's happened. And it's actually both Hasses in front of us. Could we snatch, what sort of tyres are they on? Softs, depleting soft.
Yes.
Please don't get out of the way for Verstappen. This could be torture. This could lose us so much time. Verstappen hasn't finished yet, so we're going to get the blue flags surely. Let's bring these tyres back down. You can see Albon starting to push, but I mean he's 6 seconds behind De Vries. What's the point? 5.6 now. He's going hard. And Red Bull's gone, but we have left 0.2 of a second. That means that can we... I mean Albon is actually really quickly closing De Vries, 4 seconds.
Copy.
And here comes Porsche with Magnussen ahead. Can he get him down the straight? Can Albon get De Vries? Because he is closing at a rapid rate of knots. 3.2 now. Porsche looking for a move. That DRS is going to open up. Here it goes. 0.2 of a second. He pulls to the left hand side. Porsche and the Haas. And we couldn't get him. It's P15. Alex Albon. He was closing the gap, but he had just a terrible race.
And today's winner.
And whether or not it's me getting used to it, I think we could have ran softs a lot earlier on. But it just didn't seem like we had the pace that much compared to previously. So that's quite annoying.
Sorry for that. Yeah, difficult afternoon.
But where are we going to get the pace from? Where are we going to find our race pace?
I'll be honest now.
Let's get rid of that. We don't want to see Albon angry. I mean, we're up 3 places for Fio. Albon down 6. 1:48.2 was his best. I mean, that's a time that is way slower than everybody else's. Maybe engine parts. We'll have to have a look. But still, I mean, AlphaTauri do get a point, but we are starting 6th with 4, so we're on the right track. And yeah, not great. See, practice for Theo is P9. Obviously, yeah, not great. Race 17th. But 15th for Theo. We do get 3.3 million for where we finished. We do get some stock, some flaws, and an increase. So that maybe the races are going to get a little bit better. Side pods upgraded as well. We have got Miami up next. And yes, you can see, well, we've got medium confidence. That's not too bad. Side pods are manufactured. And we've got a new testing period to try and help the car. Inspection failed. That's what I thought might be the problem. And the suspension is in there. High risk of a rear wing failure. We're going to manufacture that part. It's going to take 3 days. So let's do 2 of them. 6 days, of course. 4. And we've got Miami Grand Prix in 4. I don't want to do that. That's going to cost a fortune. We only want 2. 1 will take 2 days. No, let's do 2. Feel like a new rear wing on the way would be nice. We need something. Front wing there. Let's get some more front wings. Might have a front wing ready as well. With an upgrade. But what house? Everything else is on good on him. Obviously good on him as well. So it is going to leave food for 4 as we get ahead and look ahead. We've got the Miami track coming up. Fingers crossed we can do better. Top speed usually pretty good around here as well, so you never know. But at the minute we are just hanging in there, but we need a significant improvement.